So I want to ask you a question. Is there a roadmap to success? I'll stop you right there. The answer is no. And that's okay, because everybody has their own path and their own journey that they need to go on. To paraphrase one of my favorite quotes by B.J. Neblett, we are the sum of our total experiences, and those experiences, be they positive or negative, ultimately shape us into who we are. To add to that as well, I feel like those experiences ultimately shape what we want out of life and our definition of success and excellence. This is Malcolm X Bowser, the author of the new book, Urban Excellence, Unveiling Extraordinary Stories by Everyday People. What this book shows you is 11 amazing stories of 11 different people who all have the same goal in life, and that's to reach success and excellence, but they go about it in different ways.
Tuned into the sounds of Urban X.
So other big news, this was ill. A couple in Jersey City had a shootout with the police, and it was like a video game. Like it was like a movie out there.
This was a movie.
And I was seeing like the videos I was seeing, which was even wilder, with like people just like watching, like, you know what I mean?
Yes, but that's again, our culture now is not to necessarily take cover. It's to film this.
Yeah.
And I'd hate to be in a situation where I needed help and somebody pulled out their camera and watched me drown or something.
Yeah.
So, but continue.
Yeah. So at first a lot of the details were scarce. Apparently 6 people died, including the two shooters.
Mm-hmm.
And at first a lot of details were scarce. And then I was on Twitter yesterday, right? Just on Twitter. And I see Black Hebrew Israelites trending on Twiter.
Yes.
So that's automatically like, wait, what?
Right.
And then coming to find out that they said that the shooters were,
Hebrew Israelites.
Hebrew Israelites who were targeting a kosher market, and they're classifying this shooting as a domestic terrorist attack.
All right, none of that makes any sense.
Yeah.
All right, so let's start from the beginning. The first cop gets popped at a cemetery. Right.
First of all, let's talk about the pictures that were released yesterday.
Yeah, and the pictures released today. 2 different sets of pictures. Again, so we know that there's a spin somewhere coming on this.
Something's happening. Facts.
And at the press conference, you always got to watch the first press conference. The spokesman was saying weird shit like we won't understand what this is about, not for weeks, but months, maybe years. That sent off an alarm to me. Like, what do you mean? As highly advanced as your investigative team is, they won't know what this is for months and months and maybe years down the line. That's an indication that they're going to push this further down the algorithm till you really forget what this is really all about, because it may be here to trigger something else. And we're going to talk about that in a few, right?
Yep.
So you're looking at, I wanted to know, why was this cop at a cemetery?
Right.
And where was his team? Why the fuck was he over there by himself?
Right.
Because that's what it appears.
Right.
Like, that means you were over there to do something probably under the radar or off record. That's just my humble opinion.
Right.
You know me, I'll pull my shoulder out in a few. So, thank you, ASAP Ray. Appreciate it. Finally caught y'all live. Had to show some love. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
So, I want to know why this lone hero cop, who's known for getting guns off the street. Now, how was he getting guns off the street? Was he buying guns? Did he come across as an undercover dude and they peeped that game? Anyway, so we have that element to it. Then we have the 2 shooters, help me in the chat room if I'm correct, casually get in a stolen U-Haul vehicle and roll, and so happen to target a kosher deli to make their last stand and they're firing off. Now, let me talk about the fire.
Yeah.
This is what it sounded like. I watched some people's video. The police were firing, ka, ka, ka. When old boy and old girl were firing, it literally sounded like they was putting in that work. And this was a long couple of hour shootout. And side note, I don't mean to take up all the time here. Why do the police all hold each other's shoulder?
I think
well, what kind of format is that? Because I played video games. Space Invaders, when them motherfuckers used to line up like that,
I don't think
you just gun them motherfuckers down.
I don't think that they're doing that in open spaces. I think that's just a corner. Like if I'm peeking around the corner.
Oh, you need 11 niggas to hold their shoulder to peek around the corner. Is that what you're saying? Because in the Philly shooting, I saw the same tactics.
Yeah.
When they were after what appeared to be a government informant that they were trying to quiet. But we'll talk about that soon. It was the same thing. And what I'm noticing, and I'm not to antagonize Aaron Irvin, appreciate that. I'm not trying to antagonize the story.
Yeah.
But when black people got guns and ain't afraid, it literally takes an army to shut this shit down. They had to bring out, it looked like a whole army.
Yeah.
Right? Now, Larry Davis set that shit off back in the 80s with that. So that was something else that I found. And then they called them Hebrew Israelites. And we'll talk about that.
They signed an executive order.
Right. We'll talk about that in a few.
Yeah.
But in reference to trying to call this a hate crime, at first they saying it wasn't a hate crime. Now they saying it is a hate crime because they went in a kosher deli and a few Jewish people got gunned down.
So what happens then, right? When a lot of these shootings, these mass shootings happen in America, most of the time it's white people, right? A white shooter, right? And then it's easy for us to say that's terrorism because, like, why not say it what it is? It's terrorism,
right?
With them labeling them Hebrew Israelites, they could be. I'm just saying when that happens, and then labeling them anti-Semitic, then that creates a whole nother spin
and a whole nother way to proceed with this. And simultaneously Trump doing something. Somebody in the chat said the reason they hold shoulders is to maintain a distance, but so it reduces friendly fire. So okay, maybe that's somebody who's the police in our chat. That's fine. We don't have nothing with the wrong with the police. And that would make more sense. I just needed clarity. Thank you, Boo City. Them gunshots sounded 50 cal.
Yeah.
Big guns. Yeah, they was military. Absolutely.
Yeah.
So thank you for the clarity, because I always wanted to understand. I know it was a tactical move of some sort, but it just seemed to be a little odd.
Oh, they said he was ex-military. Ooh.
Okay, so if he was ex-military, then he knows how to use weaponry. And then I'm also hearing that the woman he met, he recently met her. This is all speculation.
And this is like after the Queen and Slim, Bonnie and Clyde.
Right. So we have to.
Even that didn't happen in Queen and Slim, but
right. Yeah, but you understand. People are always trying to make these connections, and he met her, and because somebody said, she had a problem getting a man because she had some kind of stink body odor or something.
What?
I'm just telling you the news reports I read. The person they interviewed said, I know her. She always had a problem. She always was smoking cigarettes. That may have something to do with the body odor, but that's, beside the point. And they were making it seem like she was under some kind of mind control.
Yeah. Like
she wasn't really a Hebrew Israelite and understood, so we have to be careful. The Hebrew Israelites get a bad rap.
Yeah, and he probably isn't even a member of the Hebrew Israelites. So if they're lumping that, once they lump a group as domestic terrorists or anti-Semitic, it's kind of
right. Yeah, so we have to be careful because they have the black identity extremists.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. So all of this stuff is tied in,
and then you have to watch with research now.
Absolutely, all of this stuff plays into this.
Once I think because if you don't remember the Dallas shooting, and his name was, what was his name, like Mike?
I forget. Yeah.
And then his middle name was Xavier, and they started calling him something X.
Yes.
And then his name, I was on to that trick.
Mackay X.
Mackay X something. I was on to that. I was on to that trick.
Absolutely.
And then turn to people who were in like his, I guess, search. In like
that's what got Griff caught.
Professor Griff, exactly.
Professor Griff got caught in that shit.
They turn their attention to like the conscious community, and then once that happens, then everything you search on YouTube, everything you search on Google, the people you watch, it kind of just lumps you in.
Absolutely,
all bad.
You know, he had a rap song out. This particular guy.
Oh, for Jersey City.
Yeah, for Jersey City, and they, you know, because they start really unpeeling your whole, so we're going to watch how many times the story change, and we will add another element to the story as we get to it.
Yeah, that's the key.
Because that's the key to this.
Yeah, I'm not sure how I feel like a lot is about to change.
Again, always see if you can watch the first newscast, because he said this could take months. So how deep does the rabbit hole go of what the New Jersey or Jersey City police officers knew about this situation, and how dirty are their hands? Because what was your boy doing over there at the cemetery, basically by himself or whatever? That's what I'm hearing.
Apparently they were investigating a stolen U-Haul truck and found the truck, and they were using the truck. That's one story I heard as well.
Okay, so what the fuck? What was he doing? Is he a U-Haul truck driver investigator? I thought he was into guns. Why is he investing in stolen vehicles? That's all I'm asking. So this story is not all making sense, but again, and because they're gonna push it, they're gonna use that to activate some laws.
Okay, so
or something to that effect.
At the same time, I was hearing about this. I saw a report on CNN Politics that said Trump signed on Tuesday an executive order that would interpret Judaism as a nationality and not just a religion.
Okay.
And it was to quell discrimination against Jewish people on college campuses and anti-Israel movements on college campuses. I didn't know that was a big thing on college campuses.
No, I did not know.
Yeah,
I do know in Brooklyn there was a couple of hate crimes where dudes was just running up on Hasidic Jews and clocking them in the head. I do know that. But I don't know on a national scale. Now I'm hearing that he didn't actually sign an executive order, or it's something with Article something dealing with the Civil Rights Act.
Yeah, so it was a real roundabout way of recognizing
dealing
Judaism.
with discriminating against race, color, or nationality. So it's some kind of loophole that he's going to be able to circumvent. You know what I'm saying? Article 6 of the, something to that effect.
I thought that was interesting as well.
That's going to circumvent, but that may lead all the way back to Palestine. Yeah. Because now if you're not dealing, Ismail Reeves, appreciate
Thank you for the donation.
If you're not dealing with a land grab based on religious, and it's your nationality, because we see that going on here. You know what I'm saying? With the Moors and other people saying, no, this is my land. You know what I'm saying? This is my right. Has nothing to do with a religious, situation. So that too may send more federal funding into Israel. You know what I'm saying? Or justify the federal funding that goes into them and create a whole different war going on. And side note, Hitler did something similar in 1919 when he said Judaism wasn't a religion, it's a nation. Like this is a nationality of these particular Jews, and he used that again to be able to start his thing. And people are trying to connect to say, here we are again in 2019. You know what I mean?
100 years in.
100 years in, history repeating itself. Trying to make a Trump-Hitler connection. And I'm not suggesting that it's not there, but I'm simply saying the moves put in place always have 2 and 3 steps to it. So the shooting could be connected to him signing the bill, could be connected all the way back to Israel, could be connected with fucking with Palestinians.
Well, I think the shooting probably was just that's something wrong. Collateral damage to the bill. You know what I'm saying?
Could be, or remember,
it's just like, well, see,
right? That's what I mean. This is New York, New Jersey. A lot of things take place here that trickle down to other cities. So when you start connecting these dots, the further you move back, you get a clearer, vision of what this is. And everything is how my elders taught me. So it's always something going on.
Gotcha.
So let's keep an eye on what the Hebrew Israelites and the brothers out there who are using their right to speak their piece.
Yeah, man. Stay safe.
Stay safe, and know it's a lot gonna pop, because once the Jews are involved, you have to kind of be careful with that.
Yeah, fair.